a whisper through deserted streets, the echoes of forgotten lives and shadows of once prosperous times envelop the beholder in an eerie embrace. Journey into the unseen realms of 15 enthralling ghost cities, where every crumbling wall and vacant window narrates tales of both gleaming prosperity and sudden desolation. These forsaken lands, enshrouded in mystique and tinged with melancholy, continue to silently exist, weaving a tapestry rich with history, mystery, and countless untold stories waiting to be unraveled by the daring. Number 1. Pripyat, Ukraine. In the verdant landscapes of northern Ukraine, enveloped by the dense and thriving wilderness, lies Pripyat, a ghost town where the vestiges of a vibrant past stand frozen in time, witnessed only by the slowly encroaching nature that reclaims it. Established in 1970 to serve the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant, Pripyat was once a bustling town inhabited by workers and their families, adorned with schools, hospitals, and amusement parks, a symbol of Soviet modernity and technological advancement. April 26, 1986, marked an abrupt and cataclysmic end to its pulsating life, as reactor number 4 of the power plant catastrophically exploded, releasing massive amounts of radioactive particles into the atmosphere and creating one of the most devastating nuclear disasters in history. The town of Pripyat, once lively with the echoes of children's laughter and the busy lives of its 49,000 inhabitants, was evacuated in a haste, leaving behind a haunting void where life once thrived. As one wanders through the desolate streets of Pripyat today, one can't help but be overtaken by the surreal stillness, where homes lay bare, displaying remnants of lives hastily abandoned, and a Ferris wheel stands eerily idle. Never having fulfilled its destiny of joyful rides and gleeful yells, its anticipated opening day overshadowed by the tragic events. Schools with empty classrooms, hospitals with deserted corridors, and the infamous amusement park that was never inaugurated all stand as solemn reminders of the life that was meant to continue but was brutally cut short. Nature, seemingly unbothered by the radioactive contamination, began to weave its way through the empty buildings, reclaiming the land with an astonishing display of resilience and adaptation. In exploring Pripyat, one may witness an intricate blend of desolation and natural reclamation, where an unthinkable disaster has silently morphed into an unexpected sanctuary for wildlife. Such contrasting imageries of life and death, decay and survival, ultimately stitch a poignant narrative, making Pripyat an eternal emblem of both the potential and the peril inherent in humanity's technological endeavors. Number 2. Hashima Island, Japan. Off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan, the eerie silhouette of Hashima Island looms amidst the vastness of the ocean, harboring the spectral remnants of a bygone era where prosperity and despair coalesced into a singularly paradoxical existence. The island, often colloquially referred to as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island, due to its distinctive shape, burgeoned in the late 19th and early 20th centuries as a prosperous coal mining facility under the stewardship of the Mitsubishi Company. Below the island's concrete veneer, veins of coal were voraciously mined by workers, many of whom resided in the tightly packed apartment buildings above, creating a densely populated and vivacious community on the compact island. The story of Hashima, however, is also steeped in shadows of moral and ethical transgressions, as the dark and dank mines were not only the workplace of voluntary laborers, but also of Korean and Chinese forced laborers during the tumultuous times of World War II. Hence, behind the formidable walls that protected its inhabitants from the relentless sea, exist narratives of exploitation, suffering, and an undying will to survive amid harsh conditions. The veins of coal that once signified wealth and industry eventually depleted, and in 1974, the island was abruptly abandoned, left to be ravaged by the elements, slowly morphing into a haunting citadel of crumbling walls, empty windows, and desolate streets. Today, Hashima stands as a spectral relic, where nature endeavors to reconquer the formidable concrete structures, and vines stealthily crawl through dilapidated buildings that once resonated with the clamor of a bustling community. Tourists and thrill-seekers who dare to set foot on the island are greeted by an arresting juxtaposition of industrial decay and steadfast resilience, as the silent walls whisper tales of prosperity, adversity, and the indomitable passage of time. Hashima Island thus remains a haunting yet oddly mesmerizing spectacle, echoing the dualities of human endeavor, creation and destruction, prosperity and collapse, life and desolation. Number 3. Krakow, Italy. In the southern reaches of Italy, perched atop a steep cliff and overlooking the expansive rolling landscapes of the Basilicata region, the abandoned town of Krakow silently presides, an ethereal testament to a past that seamlessly intertwines vibrant life and inexorable decline. Krakow's origins can be traced back to its establishment in the 8th century, evolving over successive eras to become a bustling medieval town, enriched with architectural marvels, social vibrancy, and an ever-present aura of cultural significance. The town's geographical positioning, although initially its crowning glory, offering strategic advantages and panoramic vistas, eventually became a source of unwavering vulnerability. Over the centuries, Krakow was plagued by an array of natural calamities, including landslides, earthquakes, and soil erosion, each event further destabilizing the already precarious infrastructure of the settlement and slowly etching away at the fortitude of its inhabitants. It was the relentless landslides, notably rampant in the 20th century, which finally coerced the population into a reluctant exodus as homes, streets, and the very ground beneath their feet succumbed to the unyielding forces of nature, rendering their cherished town increasingly uninhabitable. Abandoned, yet resolutely steadfast against the elements, Krakow's empty streets and derelict buildings became eerily frozen in a timeless void, whispering tales of livelihoods once embraced and subsequently forsaken amidst the echoing silence. Today, Krakow is an arresting spectacle of desolation and decay, where medieval structures, now partially devoured by the insatiable appetite of vegetation, stand solemnly against the horizon, eternally gazing upon the lands that have witnessed their gradual demise. Tourists and filmmakers, allured by its haunting beauty and atmospheric decay, tread cautiously through its deserted streets, while researchers discern its decline, and conservationists endeavor to preserve its melancholic charm. Thus, through its juxtaposition of serene beauty and poignant desolation, Krakow poignantly mirrors the eternal human dance with nature, a melody composed of harmonious coexistence, sudden disruption, and the relentless pursuit of survival amidst the unfolding tapestry of time. Number 4. Oradour-sur-Glane, France. Within the serene landscapes of the Limousin region in France, there lies a village eternally silenced, its quiet streets and decaying structures whispering tales of anguish and brutality from a singular day in history that forever scarred its existence. Oradour-sur-Glane, now a ghostly tableau of the ravages of war and human cruelty, was once a vibrant community, gently cradled by the French countryside, its inhabitants blissfully unaware of the harrowing fate that would soon envelop them. On June 10, 1944, in the looming shadows of World War II, a battalion of the Waffen-SS descended upon the unsuspecting village, systematically and mercilessly obliterating it in a malevolent swirl of flames, bullets, and unspeakable atrocities. 642 souls, men, women, and children, were callously extinguished on that ghastly summer day, their lives violently snuffed out amid the smoldering ruins of their homes, shops, and churches. The subsequent silence that enveloped Oradour-sur-Glane became an everlasting memorial, a chilling reminder of the depths of cruelty that humans can plunge into. The ruins were left untouched, forever preserving the memories of those who perished and bearing mute witness to the atrocities inflicted upon them. Charred cars, rusted sewing machines, and skeletal remains of buildings stand as silent sentinels, encapsulating a moment of unspeakable horror within the gentle embrace of the encroaching nature that surrounds them. Visitors to Oradour-sur-Glane today encounter an immersive and somber memorial, where the remnants of daily lives violently interrupted still linger within the shattered walls and scorched earth. Shoes, watches, and other everyday items are poignantly displayed as artifacts of normalcy forever disrupted, provoking reflections on the fragility of peace and the poignant echoes of histories that must not be forgotten. The village, frozen in its agonizing moment of destruction, silently implores humanity to remember, to mourn, and most crucially, to vigilantly safeguard against the recurrence of such malevolent darkness in the epochs yet to unfold. Number 5. Body, USA. Nestled in the arid expanses of California's Eastern Sierra region, the ghost town of Bodie stands, forever suspended between moments of boom and bust, encapsulating the effervescent dreams and subsequent disillusionments of the gold rush era. The town's origins are interwoven with the hopes of fortune seekers who, captivated by the allure of prosperity, converged upon its lands in the late 19th century, following the discovery of gold in the hills nearby. The flourishing mining town, named after William S. Bodie, who first uncovered the precious metal in 1859, soon swelled into a bustling settlement of nearly 10,000 residents with over 2,000 buildings including homes, shops, and saloons, all illuminated by the golden glow of opportunity and ambition. However, beneath the surface of its thriving exterior, Bodie was also tainted by a notorious reputation, its streets resonating with tales of lawlessness, debauchery, and the ever-present specters of greed and despair. The harsh conditions, both environmentally and socially, demanded a tenacious spirit from its inhabitants as they navigated through both the literal and metaphorical storms that characterized life on the frontier of both civilization and wild ambition. But as the veins of gold began to wane, so too did the lifeblood of the town, and by the early 20th century, Bodie's pulse began to falter, succumbing slowly to an inexorable decline into desolation. Today, Bodie stands preserved in a state of arrested decay, a poignant snapshot of life and abandonment in the American West. Buildings once teeming with life now stand empty, yet still house the artifacts of lived experiences, from household items to gambling paraphernalia, forever frozen amidst layers of dust and memories. Visitors to Bodie encounter not merely the physical remnants of a bygone era, but also engage with echoes of collective memories, dreams, struggles, and the universal human endeavor towards prosperity and survival amidst the unpredictable whims of fortune and time. The silent streets and slowly decaying structures perpetually whisper tales of a vibrant past, offering a melancholic yet profoundly resonant connection across the epochs. Number 6. Kolmanskop, Namibia. In the stark, boundless expanse of the Namib Desert, the ghost town of Kolmanskop emerges from the sands, a haunting spectacle of decay and desertion, perpetually locked in a timeless dance with the encroaching dunes. The town, once synonymous with opulence and unbridled ambition, was birthed from the frenzied diamond rush that swept through the region in the early 20th century, when, in 1908, a worker, Scariest Lawala, discovered a diamond, heralding an era of frenetic prosperity. German miners, propelled by dreams of affluence, soon transformed the barren desert into a thriving town, infused with a European architectural elegance that boldly contrasted its desolate surroundings, boasting amenities and luxuries that stood as testaments to the wealth gleaned from the earth beneath. Today, visitors traversing through the skeleton of Kolmanskop encounter a surreal landscape where grand structures are gradually being swallowed by drifting dunes, interiors adorned with cascading sands, crafting a vivid tableau of abandonment and reclamation. The very sands that once offered up their concealed treasures now reclaim their dominion, silently engulfing the remnants of human endeavor and dreams. Kolmanskop serves as a poignant reminder of the impermanence of human exploits and the inexorable force of nature, where amidst the desolation, the undulating dunes whisper tales of boom and bust, and the eternal mesmerizing interplay between humanity and the wild, unbridled elements. Number 7. Humberstone, Chile. Amidst the vast, arid plains of the Atacama Desert in Chile, the ghost town of Humberstone silently presides, a corroding relic of a once thriving nitrate mining industry and the ephemeral nature of industrial boomtowns. Founded in the 19th century and peaking in prosperity in the early 20th century, Humberstone became a bustling enclave, zealously extracting white gold, sodium nitrate, from the seemingly barren landscapes, which was fervently sought for its agricultural and industrial applications. Families from various socio-economic backgrounds converged upon the isolated desert, cultivating a vibrant, albeit remote, community surrounded by the desolate, unyielding expanses of the Atacama. Today, the skeletal remains of Humberstone, bleached and corroded by the relentless desert sun, stand as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, offering a poignant, tangible insight into the lives, aspirations, and subsequent abandonment of a community once teeming with hope and activity. Visitors navigating through the desolation encounter the melancholy echoes of children's laughter in the empty schools and the solemnity of silent machines that once roared with industrial might. Humberstone, in its decaying magnificence, is a contemplative testament to the indomitable progression of time, technology, and the haunting beauty that resides within the remnants of human endeavors, silently witnessing the undulating tides of progress and obsolescence. Number 8. Varosha, Cyprus. Gently caressed by the azure embrace of the Mediterranean, the district of Varosha in Famagusta, Cyprus, presents an evocative juxtaposition of pristine natural beauty and haunting man-made desolation. Prior to the tumultuous upheavals of the 1970s, Varosha was synonymous with luxury and an illustrious tourist haven, frequented by the global elite and those seeking to bask in its vibrant life and scenic landscapes. Elegantly sprawled along the coast, its beaches witnessed endless moments of leisure and joy, while its hotels, once towering icons of opulence and hospitality, welcomed a ceaseless influx of international visitors. For decades, Varosha, fenced off and guarded by military presence, existed as a tangible ghost of its former self, where the vestiges of human life, empty hotels, desolate homes, and vacant streets, became enveloped by an ambiance of melancholy and loss, while political tensions simmered persistently in the background. The ongoing geopolitical disputes have sustained Varosha's isolation, rendering it a visual emblem of the deep-seated conflicts that have bifurcated the island. Visitors observing from afar witness a spectral image of a paradise lost, where the undulating waves caress the empty shores of a world suspended in time. Varosha thus stands as a somber reminder of the profound and poignant scars that political conflicts inflict upon the land and its people, scars that permeate through the decades, silently echoing within the abandoned walls and desolate streets of a forgotten paradise. Number 9. Agdam, Azerbaijan. Enshrouded in the spectral pallor of devastation and desertion, Agdam, a once thriving Azerbaijani city, narrates a harrowing tale of conflict, loss, and enduring sorrow. Prior to its tragic fate, Agdam was a pulsating hub of life and culture, its streets vibrant with the everyday endeavors of its inhabitants and its structures, a reflection of both historical tapestry and contemporary aspirations. However, the tempest of the Nagorno-Karabakh War that enveloped the region in the late 20th century ruthlessly severed the threads of normalcy and plunged Agdam into the abyss of violence and displacement. Today, Agdam, declared a buffer zone and restricted to public access, languishes in its tortured solitude, its ruins a stark, visceral manifestation of the irrevocable scarring wrought by war upon land and people alike. The desolation extends beyond mere physical devastation, permeating the memories and identities of those who once called it home, their narratives forever intertwined with the shattered vestiges of a world violently wrested from them. Agdam, through its haunting desolation, perpetuates a poignant testament to the enduring human cost of conflict, embodying the shattered dreams, forsaken homes, and the lingering specter of what once was, amidst the cruel, relentless march of political strife and warfare. Its silent ruins speak volumes, immortalizing stories of pain, loss, and the undying embers of remembrance and longing amidst the debris of obliterated normalcy. Number 10. Kayaköy, Turkey. Serenely nestled amidst the undulating Turkish landscape, Kayaköy stands as a melancholic tapestry woven from the threads of coexistence, expulsion, and poignant memories. Once a vibrant tableau of life and camaraderie, it was originally known as Levisi and was inhabited predominantly by a thriving community of Greek-speaking Christians for centuries. Life in the village, with its winding streets, robust stone houses, and welcoming faces, exemplified a rich melding of cultures and traditions, where the tapestry of daily existence was vividly colored by shared experiences and mutual respect amongst its dwellers. Today, Kayakoi, a village of ghostly remnants, silently broods amidst the lush Turkish scenery, its empty houses and desolate streets poignantly articulating tales of a fractured past and the soulful, lingering resonance of a community torn from its roots. The decaying buildings, windows gazing vacantly upon the paths once trodden by lively feet, and walls that once witnessed the intimate moments of familial life, now stand as somber memorials to a displaced population and a stark reminder of the poignant complexities embedded within the annals of human history. Visitors to Kayakoi encounter not merely ruins, but engage with the silent, yet palpably evocative narratives of loss, memory, and the indelible imprints left upon the land by its erstwhile inhabitants. Number 11. Ross Island, India. Enveloped in a verdant cloak of wilderness, Ross Island whispers tales of imperial ambitions now shrouded by the relentless embrace of nature. Once a pivotal administrative hub of the British Raj in the Andaman Archipelago, its grandiose buildings and meticulously planned streets echoed with the orderly bustle of colonial governance and social life. Yet the departure of the British in the wake of World War II cast the island into a solitude that would only deepen with time. Subsequently, the lush tropical forest, in an indomitable assertion of nature's sovereignty, began to gradually entwine itself around the remnants of human civilization left behind. The unsettling quietude that permeates through the overgrown ruins of Ross Island today stands in stark contrast to its once imperial grandeur. Creepers cascade down dilapidated walls, their tendrils exploring the forgotten chambers of colonial governance, and wildlife meanders through the eerie remnants of ballrooms, churches, and homes, intertwining the spectral aura of abandonment with the vibrant, unyielding pulse of nature. Visitors traversing through this entropic tableau encounter an uncanny synthesis of decay and life, where echoes of a bygone era linger amidst the burgeoning vitality of the flora and fauna that have claimed the ruins as their own. The melancholy of abandonment coexists with the serene yet haunting beauty of an island reborn from the vestiges of its colonial past. Number 12. Plymouth, Montserrat. The town of Plymouth, once the bustling capital of the Caribbean island of Montserrat, now rests in an eerie, cataclysmic stillness, buried and forsaken amidst volcanic remnants. In 1995, the Soufriere Hills volcano, in a cataclysmic expression of nature's formidable power, awakened from its dormant slumber, ensnaring Plymouth in a deadly embrace of ash, mud, and pyroclastic flows. This catastrophic event coerced the inhabitants into a frantic, heart-wrenching exodus, as their homes, streets, and landmarks were mercilessly engulfed and entombed by the inexorable advance of volcanic debris. Today, Plymouth stands as a modern-day Pompeii, its structures partially buried under a blanket of ash, its streets navigated only by the whimsical paths carved by the volcanic flows. Buildings, once sites of vibrant life and activity, protrude desolately from the ashen ground, their interiors imprisoned by layers of rock and mud, and their exteriors echoing with the haunting absence of human presence. This macabre landscape, juxtaposed against the lush vitality of the surrounding hills, serves as a potent reminder of the transience and vulnerability inherent in human existence amidst the capriciousness of nature. Those who bear witness to Plymouth's solemn desolation encounter a visceral representation of life abruptly suspended, where the remnants of everyday existence lay frozen in time, perpetually entwined with the chilling memory of the day nature reclaimed its dominion with devastating ferocity. Number 13. Centralia, USA. In the rugged landscape of Pennsylvania, the nearly deserted borough of Centralia exists in a surreal interplay between ordinary American life and a lurking subterranean menace. Beneath the fractured tarmac of its abandoned roads, an insidious coal mine fire has been smoldering since 1962, etching a tale of displacement, environmental calamity, and the insidious persistence of an underground inferno. Initially a vibrant community, bound by the commonalities of life, work, and shared experiences, Centralia's citizens could scarcely envisage the inexorable force that would eventually pry them from their homes and histories. The ensuing years witnessed a sorrowful exodus, as families bound by generations of shared history with the land were coerced into abandoning their homes to escape the increasingly perilous conditions. Today, Centralia exists as a haunting tableau of life interrupted, where the remnants of civic structures and domestic homes stand as melancholy monuments amidst the silent, sulfurous exhalations of the earth below. Visitors to this spectral locale encounter a profound, unsettling silence, punctuated only by the sporadic murmurs of the subterranean blaze, and are invariably struck by the poignant resonance of lives displaced and a community dismantled, all against the backdrop of an unyielding, subterranean conflagration, ceaselessly consuming that which lies entombed beneath the scarred and smoldering earth. Number 14. Fordlandia, Brazil. Amidst the lush embrace of the Brazilian rainforest, the spectral remains of Fordlandia stand as somber relics of industrial ambition disastrously entwined with the unforgiving temperament of nature and local discontent. Conceived in the mind of the automobile magnate Henry Ford, Fordlandia materialized from the boundless expanses of the Amazon in the late 1920s as a dual enterprise, a source of rubber for Ford's burgeoning automotive empire, and an audacious experiment in transplanting the industrial and societal paradigms of the American Midwest into the untamed heart of the Amazon basin. Fordlandia, with its manicured town, hospital, school, and factory, began a slow descent into decay and irrelevance as the tangle of the Amazon inexorably reclaimed its dominion, ensnaring the steel and concrete manifestations of Ford's ambitions within its verdant grasp. The spectral ruins of the town, now cloaked in a riotous proliferation of vegetation, echo with the dissonant symphony of triumph and failure, embodying the haunting remnants of industrial dreams unfulfilled and the indomitable vitality of the land it sought to subdue. Visitors wandering through its decay are greeted by an eerie, poignant silence, punctuated by the vibrant calls of the jungle, and are compelled to reflect upon the fragile, transient nature of human endeavors amidst the ancient, unyielding power of the natural world, and the myriad complexities inherent in the confluence of divergent cultures, environments, and aspirations. Number 15. Spinalonga, Greece. A silent sentinel amidst the cerulean embrace of the Cretan Sea, the islet of Spinalonga bears witness to epochs of human fortitude, suffering, and resilience. Initially carved into history by Venetian conquerors as a mighty fortress, its stoic walls and strategic vantage were emblematic of defense and dominion. However, a poignant transformation unfurled as, in the early 20th century, Spinalonga metamorphosed into a refuge for those ensnared by the spectral grip of leprosy. Its robust bastions became both sanctuary and prison for the afflicted, ensnaring poignant tales of isolation, yet concurrently narratives of enduring human spirit, as its residents carved out existences imbued with moments of joy, solidarity, and defiance amidst their imposed isolation. The eventual eradication of leprosy transformed Spinalonga once more, this time into a spectral island, its silence punctuated only by the murmurs of the encircling sea and the whispered tales of lives once enfolded within its walls. Today, visitors are greeted by the eerie, haunting tranquility of its desolation, as they traverse through the empty streets and abandoned dwellings, navigating the fragile boundary between the vibrancy of life and the solemnity of abandonment, whilst the memories of its erstwhile inhabitants linger, ethereal and poignant amidst the stone and air.